The United States and China announced an agreement to sharply increase clean energy, displace fossil fuels, and reduce emissions that are warming our planet. The deal comes at a pivotal time for the US, the biggest climate polluter in history, and China, currently the largest polluter. Together, they account for 38% of the world's greenhouse gases. If the world's two biggest polluting countries can agree to reduce their fossil fuel emissions, other countries should find it easier to follow suit. So what is this deal about? How will it impact the global politics? Let's find out. The new climate deal represents a rare point of agreement between the US and China, which are at odds over geopolitics and trade. Earlier in 2015, the US and China agreed on a plan to reduce greenhouse gas emission using precise language that recognized that each country would have to move at its own pace. Now the countries agreed to pursue efforts to triple renewable energy capacity globally by 2030, with the intention to accelerate the substitution for coal, oil, and gas generation. Both countries anticipate that they will achieve meaningful absolute power sector emission reduction this decade. The agreement is short on enforcement mechanism, but it does push forward on several fronts. Both countries agreed that in their next set of national climate pledges, which are due next year, they would set reduction targets for all greenhouse gas emissions, not just carbon dioxide, but also methane, nitrous oxide, and other planet-warming gases. The agreement marks the resumption of collaborative work between the world's two biggest polluters, which also sets ambitious new targets and provides momentum going into the COP. And experts said that it will not be enough to quiet the critics who say the world is still acting too slowly to address climate change. However, the announcement is a major step because China is the world's largest methane emitters. So serious action to curb this gas is essential for slowing global warming in the near term. The deal also does not include any promises by China to phase out its use of coal or to stop issuing permits for new coal plants and building them. Scientists say immediately reducing fossil fuel use is essential to avoid further catastrophic warming. But a bilateral deal between the US and China may provide a much-needed template for negotiations. This could also open possibilities of calling countries to quickly phase out from fossil fuel.